We're live. This is well, I'm Omar Krieg, Lord and Commander of the Krieg Dominion, and other crazy stuff that I will from at any point in time just spurt out there. I'm with Fohammer. This is our second match or track for our first second month. I'm getting ahead of myself. This is our second track for our two forces, the Krieg Dominion
Yes.
versus what is it, the Unbound Falcons or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think I ever mentioned
I
that in the
know,
first
yeah.
episode. Yeah. The name of my mercenary group is the Unbound Falcons. Like I mentioned, we're, former Salama, former Salama.
They suck.
Yeah. We're like 30-year-olds. But yeah, in case you don't get it, that's a free bird reference. The Unbound Falcons,
Yes.
the free birds.
Yes. I think you should have gone with Freebirds, honestly. Just be
It would
straight
have
up.
been too on the nose. I had to make it
It
something.
would have
Yeah.
been a lot, but I think at the end of the day, no, like, just be like the Freebirds, and then never mention the music or anything at any point in time. Just let people draw draw their own conclusions. So anyway, of course my mercenary outfit is the Krieg Dominion, a derivative of what would have been the Krieg's war machine during the Jihad era. This FedCom Civil War in the 20 years or so afterwards. They're led by that Omar Krieg's grandson, Omar Krieg III, because I'm so great at coming up with names. I just stuck honorifics on the end of everybody's name. um, I haven't showed the board yet, but we're about to do our pre-game or pre-track, whatever it is,
Yep.
and then after that we will figure out our map and command complications, which I personally, reading through the Discord messages over the last few days, I don't quite have a final answer, but I'm not trying to be that guy that's arguing or whatever with the boss. Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't feel like there's a solid answer on how that's supposed to work. But as always, one of my biggest rules or ideas for rules is if the players involved at that moment agree, who cares?
Yeah. And that's basically what happened. If you were watching our last episode, we accidentally put the
We made
full
mistakes.
health for the building. Yeah. we always make mistakes, but yeah, because in the description for the building, it had the classic battle tech structure or whatever they call it, the building
the
health,
construction factor.
Yeah. So which is significantly more in classic BattleTech than it is in Alpha Strike. So basically,
Yes.
we inadvertently made it the equivalent of like a small Castle Brian.
Yeah. Oops.
So it took a lot
bad.
longer to blow up than it should have, which could have altered the course of the game. But that's fine. We both agreed to it. So yeah.
Well, I think the other side of it is it made the game a bit more interesting, challenging, and
because we basically went what do we do, like 6 rounds or something before
Yeah.
my summoner went down, and we're basically before the building went down.
Yeah,
and
now-
then we're kind of like, otherwise it could have only taken like maybe especially if I
Half that
focus
time.
fired, it would have gone down in like 1 round.
it would have gone down in
yeah.
the second round. If I remember right, you scanned it in the second round, identified it, and then
Yeah.
still had a firing unit available. And you could have taken it down in that second round, if not the third, and by the fourth round, been getting out of there. And because of various reasons, I wouldn't have been able to keep up, and you would have won that match, plain and simple. But we agreed to the different terms that we put into place at various points in the game.
At the time, yeah.
I still think 30 CF. I mean, in my experience, 30 CF is pretty small for a building in BattleTech. A lot of times you have to hit 75, 80, 90, 100 points of damage before that building crumbles. So
yeah, and I think that was kind of the point, was that it was supposed to be, this wasn't like a military building, it was supposed to be like a residential, or not residential, but like corporate
commercial,
or whatever you want to call it, commercial. Yeah.
And I think the other thing too is Alpha Strike being much more abstract and the key built around completing a game quickly. Is definitely a reason why those points would have been different.
Those are lower. Yep.
It was still a fun game, which at the end of the day was really the big thing that we all want when we play a game, is to have fun.
Exactly.
So, speaking of having fun, let's do our pre-stuffs.
Yep.
I think that's our next thing. So let me look and see what Neo Buzzard has put up. Let's see. Share full company lists and cards. We've done that. Read full contract description. We've done that.
Yep.
I don't think I need to update my ledger from last time, because the last thing I got was my combat pay. This is not a new month. So the only thing I'll be adding again is combat pay, and then any sort of like repair purchase stuff, which I
Yeah,
didn't
I had
spend
to
any
update
money.
my ledger because of all the stuff I had to do.
Yeah, well, like I don't have to repair anything because I have that
Because
battle
you,
something percent, battle
yeah,
30%
yep,
field loss. I call it
yep,
field loss, but it's the insurance policy. If I lose something, I get 30% of the value back.
yep.
So I don't have to pay for anything in that regard. So really, I came out on top with a small measure of profit in that
Yeah.
last match. So
Yeah, just to give the people at home just a quick summary. You're not gonna like show the spreadsheet or anything, but basically because the summoner wasn't completely destroyed, but it was classified as destroyed. So basically that's like the most expensive repair value. Plus I'm paying like 1.5 the repair cost because it's clan tech. So basically I had to pay to repair that, which is why it's sitting out this match because it takes another track in order to do that. So basically another mission. Um, I had to repair the Nova, but that just had armor damage to it. I actually reconfigured the Nova to a Nova Prime. So it actually does less damage now than the I forgot what it was, Nova E that I had
yeah, the
last,
Nova E.
but it does have the overheat, which I think it has
Ooh.
what is it, an overheat 4 or something insane like
If there's a
that.
mech that has a high overheat value, it's going to be the Nova.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
overheat 4, so yeah.
At 4,
It just gives me
which by
more
the way is
flexibility.
the
Yeah.
highest you can go for heat, because I think at
Yep.
heat 4 you shut down.
Shut down. Yep.
So use
But
that
because I didn't have
sparingly.
enough mechs to field, I actually hired. There's a rule in the for this mission that you can hire a Jade Falcon mech warrior who's basically kind of like looking for work while she's trying to like find transport to go find her clan. So that's one thing I'll have to do at the end of this. I have to make a dice roll, and on a 9+ she leaves. But if she doesn't make the roll for the next mission, it goes up by 1. So basically, the longer she stays, the more likely it is that she'll stay and could be a permanent hire. But yeah, don't tell her that. But I hired her for the mech because even
Yeah, we
though
joke
she is a
about that, but
skill 3 pilot, yeah,
that's funny.
but I still had to end up buying because I only had still had like 2 mechs. Then I had to buy a Griffin, so I rolled for that offline, and that was the mech was available. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm bringing 2 mediums and a light to a stand up fight against 2 assaults. So that's kind of where my ledger is at right now. But
Okay.
yeah, I think the first thing we got to do is we got to, because this is we already talked about that this is a meeting engagement mission.
Well, we
So
still have
you're the
battlefield support
attacker.
to figure out. Well,
Yeah,
whatever
you're the
you get.
attacker. I'm the defender.
I did
But
drop a
yeah,
card over on the table for you for your battlefield support. You can
yep.
put whatever you
So
want on there.
yeah,
I'm
I'll
not really
put my
paying
stuff
attention to what
on
you're
there
doing.
because you have. I mean, basically, we're at the same difference because even though I have a skill 2 pilot, it's only 1 more advancement, and it's for every 2 advancements more.
Yeah.
Then you get
So
extra
I have. So I'm
BSP.
at 2
So
advancements. What are you at? Are you at 3?
yeah, I'm at 3. So
Because
basically I
of
have
that
1 more
third pilot.
advancement because of that third pilot that
Okay.
I hired who's a
Skill
skill
3.
3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, if I had
I have
another skill
6.
3 pilot, or if she was like a skill 2, then you would have enough to get some extra BSP from that. But it's every 2 advancements more, and it's only 1 advancement. So um but yeah, so yeah, you're gonna have 6 BSP and out because you're 4 down below the
Yep.
100 battle value cap, and I'm right at 100.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll get the standard 5 and you get 6. So yeah, I'll write that stuff down on here. Where's my note card? Here we go.
Well, you're hold on. You're at advancement. You have 3 advancements. That means you get at least. Hold on.
No,
No,
I only
don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. Don't.
have
I was overthinking something and forgot
yep.
something. We're good. We're good. Let me.
Yep. Let's see.
So I've got my BSP written down, and I flipped the card.
Yep, I'm just writing
And
mine down.
then secretly spend earned BSP. Write down your choices somewhere and reveal them as needed. Any BSP that may be set up before the game starts is performed after the deployment, but before the first turn. I don't think that's going to be a thing to worry about. And then let me get PDF so I can see where 94-ish for the map. All right. I don't remember. Did you roll this mission or did I roll the mission? I don't remember.
I rolled the mission because you rolled the first one.
Okay, so
So
I'll roll the map sheet for this one then. And then we'll both obviously roll command complications.
Yep.
So let's see what we got here. 1. Mines. From Map Pack Desert. Let me see what we got in here for mines.
Yeah, I don't know if we have anything in there for mines.
I don't know either.
Maybe if you want to find something that looks kind of like canyon-like or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go with this one.
Oh, geez.
Oh, no, actually, no. That's not. That's a lot different than I thought.
I mean, it is mines. It's
Yeah, it was quite a bit though. That was a lot. That was a lot. Let's see. Ooh, Deep Canyon. What does that look like?
Yeah, I think that should be pretty good. Now, I guess the question is, are we considering this mines like underground? Like, is this stuff like up
Yeah, I don't
here,
know.
like
I don't
off
know.
limits, or
No, I'm gonna say, listen, if you can get to it, you can get to it.
okay?
I'm not gonna try to do anything crazy with like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, we're stuck in these mines, because then you start wondering about like, well, if I went over here, am I gonna get cut off from?
Yeah, I mean, there could be
else?
like a what do they call it? Like a quarry or something, where it's like an
Yeah,
open air mine, basically. Yeah.
yeah. I think,
Okay. All right.
and besides, if nothing else, I kind of like the look of this map, and it's definitely fitting the desert theme.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting some 1980s matte art, Dune background vibes right now.
Yep.
Minus the trees, of course. Okay. Hang on one second. At the moment, yes, but predominantly no. No, you're good. Give me a couple minutes and then yeah. Bullhammer, let me double check. Oh, now we got to both roll complications, and I have a +1 because I
Yep.
am special liaison. I rolled a 2 for a total of 3.
Yep.
Thank
So
you,
no
Jesus.
complications for you.
I did not need fucking heat.
Oh, geez. I rolled a. Or wait a minute. I did that wrong. It's not 2d6. It's 1d6.
Yeah, it's just
all
one.
right. All right. Well,
You'll
I got
still
a 5
want
and
to
a
click.
6. So
you'll still
yeah,
want to select drag, whatever the fuck it is. Drag select it so it can get all the axes.
All right. Let me roll this again.
Yep.
A 4.
4.
So
So you get something.
is actually, I think you get something. Oh no, it's me.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's you.
Conflicting.
You get a
Because
-2
if it
initiative
was a
penalty.
5, you would have gotten 2 Vedette tanks out of it. But yeah,
Oh
conflicting
yeah.
orders create battlefield confusion. Mercenaries suffer a -2 initiative penalty for the first 2 turns of the battle.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to remember the
Yep.
not so much the penalty, but how long it lasts.
Yeah, 2 turns. Yeah. Actually, can you? I think I can clone this card, can't I?
You should be able to copy and paste.
Right.
Control C, Control V.
Yep.
Why am I not? What is this? What friggin'? I don't know. I like the way it looks. So I'm gonna use the shit out of that. Me. Can I take a? Is it ready right now? Like right now? Right now? Let me know. I have to do some psychosurgery here in a moment. I have to extricate a waffle out of the toaster. What am I? So you know the bottom that the bread or whatever will sit on inside the toaster slot.
Yeah.
So mine's got a weird angle on it because it got broken at some point or it just doesn't sit right. So now like when you put bread or a frozen waffle in there or something like that, you have to be really careful when you pull it out because it doesn't quite pop all the way back up on that side.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to do some psychosurgery here in a minute or two for my kid.
All right.
But that won't be right now. That'll be in a moment, like I said.
Yep. Okay.
Control C. I have a bunch of dice. Okay. And then I just need to spread them out a little bit. Don't mind me, I'm just getting my side of the table set up.
Yep. And then I'm the defender and you're the attacker. So I will
Is
just
that how
declare
this
that
one? I forgot to look at that because it kind of matters and it kind of doesn't, but
Yep. Yeah, so basically I choose the home edge first. So I'm just going to choose the side that's facing towards me as my home edge, and then you just have to take the opposite side.
Let's see. Oh, that's not. Hang on. Sorry. One second.
Sure.
Meeting engagement. The assembly. That is me. I am the attacker. Okay. And then on page 25, it says the attacker enters the battlefield from my edge on movement phase turn 1. Attacking unit may only exit, and then defender enters the battlefield. Oh, we both enter at the same time.
Yeah. So it's just based on initiative, and you enter. You don't place your unit though, so when you enter it, the hex that you enter in just counts as your, one of your movements.
Yeah, you come in and you have to count that first hex.
Yeah.
As
And again,
your
it's any
first
hex
point.
that's numbered is,
a
hex that you count, because there are like some partial hexes
Yeah.
that don't have numbers. Yeah.
Well, these partial hexes have numbers. That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't have, let's put it this way.
Because my end doesn't have the
Oh
top part where
yeah.
the number
So
is.
if it's a
But
half
yours
X, if it's a
does.
half X,
We'll just say the half ass. Yeah, if it's a half hex,
I
it
said
doesn't
half
count.
X at one point, like half an ex-wife. I'm like, no, let's not do that one either. All right, let me grab this waffle really quick.
Yep.
I'm gonna also switch it over to this screen, so I'll be right back, folks.
Okay.
I was like, I just use a fork. That's like the #1 rule of toasters.
Well, it's more in like getting the fork in the electricity part. This wasn't that. Okay, what are you scribbling on over here? What is all this?
This is my surprise.
What surprise is your? What is this? Get us out of here!
Nope,
What are you doing?
You actually do need to leave it there.
Why?
Because this is something I do before deployment. I used one battlefield point to buy
you
two
motherfucker!
things of
You're dropping
minefields.
mines on me, aren't you?
Yes.
You son of a
So basically,
bitch.
anytime, so it's basically a 6-inch diameter. So
3 hexes.
Yeah, so it's 3 hexes across, and they're only light density. So I think if one of your mechs enters those hexes, it has to roll less than a 9, I think it is, in order to not get damaged. Would it be easier to do that, or just
since I already know about it? Go ahead and
Yeah.
place that in the center hex, and then I will drop markers because you said it's a 1 hex radius or 2 hex radius.
It's 6 inches, so that's 3 hex diameter.
3 hex diameter.
So
okay.
basically, it goes 1 hex out from the center in every direction.
Yeah. So
because it's 2 inches. Oh, so you just do the flags instead. Can we get rid of the thing? Does that bother you? Or
I would like, just because it's confusing the fuck out of me.
Okay. I don't know how to get rid of it though. Where's the eraser? There it is. I got it.
Let's see all right. So is that the correct radius,
yes.
or do I need to go further out from the center?
That's
hex?
it.
Okay. Then ping the other.
And this was right here.
Yep. Right there, or you want a different hex?
Nope. That's it.
Okay, so this hex gets one. This one. This one. This one. This one. And
yeah, it's basically just set up to create like areas of denial.
Yeah. No, that's
which is actually lucky that I rolled this, because because it would have been really useless on a very flat open map. But
yeah. All right, I believe we're doing initiative next.
Yep, initiative next. So let me grab some dice.
Get bent 10.
Jeez. Oh, that was close. It was 9. Yep. Well, I have -2 anyway, so it's a 7. So let's see. I don't think we're forgetting anything else. We got battlefield support. We did our pregame. Oh, whoop.
Don't worry about that. I didn't do that. You did that.
But I did what?
I hit the blindfold button instead of Control V.
Oh.
I'm also putting this turn counter here so I don't actually forget it this time.
Okay.
I just want to lock it, and I want to change the color. So just bear with me, man. I'm setting my table up the way I want it.
Yep.
Since we're not using like half the stuff on the table. Okay. So I want initiative, so that means you deploy on first.
Yep.
And then
so let's see.
Well, let me see. You've got I'm not gonna be picky like before, because you've got 3 to my 2. If you want to do 1 now and 2 later, or 2 now, 1 later, that's fine with me.
Well, I think I have to do 2 now because I have double or no, I don't have double. If I had 4, I would have double. So I only do 1 now, you do 1. But the next turn I would have to do, well, it would be my last initiative anyway, but I'd have to do 2. So let's see. Whoops. Oh geez. Kit Fox, where'd you go? All right, I got him. All right. So Kit Fox, let's see. They are a 12, so it's half basically for hexes, so that's 6 hexes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll do that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 6 to there. There. Okay. So that was just a run. Let me grab some dice here. And then you can go ahead and do your thing.
Yep.
Where the heck are the dice? Oh, I'll just use these gunnery dice over here.
Okay, so I've got movements of 3 for both of these knucklenecks.
What were we using? Blue for ground?
I'm using red for run and blue for jump.
Okay, so
Oh, I forgot to hang on 1 second.
so let me change this to green.
Yeah. If you have not, you're gonna want to take the snap and grid off of your mech models.
Oh, I don't think I've done that. Yeah. Actually,
No.
I must have because it doesn't. It's not
delete
snapping though. But
Did I just delete my stalker? No, there he is. I couldn't see him. All right, so 1.
so that'll be a 2, I think, for him. TTM, yeah, TTM 2.
And then his TMM is a. Right.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead
Oh, well, you put a red out there. The red is
red for run. Or well, in BattleTech it would be run. In this case, it's non-jumping movement.
Okay, but you're not sprinting.
Correct.
Okay, well, let me change my dice to red then. I thought.
You know what? No, keep it. I'll change
I
mine to green for.
Okay, yeah, I thought you meant
normal
I thought you meant run is like it's sprinting. It's not.
Yeah.
You know,
Where
you got like the 1.5 movement or whatever.
Yep. No, I didn't think about that.
And then blue will be for jumping.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I think maybe the Griffin next.
You and your goddamn jumping mechs.
Yep.
Actually, it's a pretty good spot for that goddamn minefield.
Jeez. That's why I chose it. And basically, it's what it's doing. What I wanted to do was I basically didn't want you to like start up there. You basically have to go up the terrain. And you could still get up there.
And because it's going from level 0 to level 2, it's going to take.
Yeah.
I can only go up.
Yeah.
One movement onto it.
Yeah. Actually, and I don't think you can. No, you could do that because you have. I don't know. It's different with the woods because the woods adds a plus.
With woods, it would add an additional. The woods would add a +1, and
the level change. So basically, you could only go up. Yeah.
But it would depend on where I'm at.
Yeah.
Coming up and doing all that on the map, and so yeah, it's a kind of a pain in the ass. Good job, you jerk.
So we're gonna go. I think. Well, they'll come in from there. But do I want to jump or do I want to? I think I'll jump. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. And we're saying jump was blue, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that's a TTM +1. So that should be a 3.
Yep. There you go. You got the idea.
Yep. And then because I have double the units you have left, I'll bring my Nova on as well. And
I forgot to hit the turn mark.
I think the Nova will bring over here. And I turn off the snap and grid. Come in there. And I think he's also a 5. Yeah, 5 jump. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that'll just be a ground movement for him. Okay, you can do your.
Yeah, I'm just debating how I want to do this. Because if I'm coming to I'll end up in this hex, and will that give me line of sight to here? I want to say yes. In fact, I probably line of sight to there as well.
Well, it's 2 level changes. Actually, it's more than 2 level changes. It's
Well, no, it's
2 up to
two.
here.
Yeah, 2 to here,
and then it's
2
another
more
level.
up to there.
Yeah. So I would say this one probably no.
But because mechs are too high for level count, like level counting purposes, like their height.
Yeah.
And
so basically, on this hex here, the mech would be as tall as the hex next to it. So I don't think I would argue that this mech here would be at a level 4, and this one should be level 6, the top then. So
1/3. I thought it was half. You're at 100. I gotta kill 30 points.
Yeah. So basically, just
points.
for the rules here. So you have to kill like 33.33, whatever. We'll just say it's 34.
Yeah.
We'll round up. So basically, you would either have to kill my Griffin or my Blackhawk, my Nova, to get the win condition. The Kit Fox on its own would not give you that.
Yes, correct.
Crippled, destroyed. But since you only have 2 mechs, I would
you would definitely get 50%.
Yeah,
or close enough for it to not matter.
Yep.
So all right. So here's my question: if I put, and I'm gonna put the mech there. Just where is my mech? There he is. So I'm gonna put him where I think I want to go, which is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Would he have line of sight to that? And I'm like literally trying to place the camera. If I put the camera right behind this guy, he's got clear line of sight to both mechs all day long.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of questionable.
Well, because I'm basically saying like the top of the mech is at the top of
right,
the level,
but because these guys, like the top of the enemy mechs are 2 levels higher.
This one, yeah.
Like I feel like I'm gonna have a clean shot there without looking up the rules. So
yeah, I would think so, just based on that. Surely the only one I'm kind of questioning is just the Kit Fox here, but just
I think
because
your Kit Fox,
if anything, I would say it would have like partial cover just because you couldn't see like the legs on it.
Because of the weird
but yeah, I think I
rules.
just looked right behind the
yeah, I'm trying to put my camera. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, and I would, yeah, at least I would say you would have a clean shot, nothing on the well, I'll say that they're both in line of sight is my thing, but I think the Kit Fox might just have partial cover just because you can't see the legs on it when it's.
I can argue with that. The Kit Fox not being able to hit the legs,
but this one is high enough.
I definitely got a full body view of that Griffin.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something and I don't remember what the hell it was now.
But yeah, then the reverse would be true too. The only thing, and I'm just being fair here, if you come in that side, you can't get out of there though.
So this is what I was thinking, because I have 3 movement points.
You know what? Maybe you can, because it counts each level change.
Yeah, so it's 1 hex. I can move into 1 hex and then +2 for the level change. And that's the 3. It's just I literally only move 1 hex. I don't think that
you can go if it was a 3 hex different or a 3 height difference. I don't think you could. So if it's
I wouldn't be able to go from 0 to 3.
Yeah, because I was just thinking of how steep it is. Yeah,
exactly. That's always been the frame or the mind for whatever. That's always been my ruling is you can do up to level 2, but you can't do up to level 3.
Yep.
With that said, I believe we are in shooting range or shooting phase. God, I feel like there was something else I was going to say, and I cannot remember what the hell it was now. But I'm sure it'll come up when it comes up.
Yep.
Oh, I gotta put the movement. That's what makes this move official, by the way. It's when the movement die.
All right.
Just like a chess. Once you take your hands off, then it counts.
Yep.
I haven't taken my hand off yet. All right. Go ahead and you make your first shots.
Okay. Well, since we're counting partial,
I want to point out. Sorry, I know I'm interrupting again, but The only objective on the table is. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, so let me say this, and then I'll get to what I was gonna say. So the only objective on the table is the first team to destroy or cripple 1/3 or more of their opponent's force gets 200 victory points or whatever you want to call it. And that will determine the winner. My next follow-on to that is: are we going to stop the game there, or do we have to keep going with, or do you want to keep going with who can get their forces off the field as well?
Nope. I think it's, well, you could still do that. I mean, and I was actually kind of thinking about it. I I think, Omar, Krieg, the character might be that kind of,
Oh yeah, he's
person that
bloodthirsty,
would,
especially when it's clan fuckers.
yeah.
So I do want to point out.
Okay,
That,
so basically, or go ahead.
good. The track end stipulations does say the track ends after the end of any turn where at least one side has no units in play, or after the end phase of turn 8, because we're doing
Yeah.
Alpha Strike.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. So if he wanted to push the issue, it could go to turn 8, but it wouldn't change the outcome. So if, like, say I got that objective first,
Yeah,
it wouldn't change the outcome. It would basically just be if you wanted to
If you
destroy
wanted to
my
destroy your ability
maps.
to keep fighting,
Yeah.
is really where it goes. So it's, I think,
And we could talk about that later if we
Okay.
get to it, but
Yeah. What do you mean,
because
if
then
I
of
get
course,
to it?
I could also offer you, do you want the choice to, leave,
Yeah.
and not continue fighting if I've beaten these judges. But we'll talk about it when we get there. Yeah,
sure.
we're
Go
getting
ahead,
ahead of
go ahead and
ourselves.
shoot your shit so you can,
Yep.
feel the wrath of
So
the
it's
Krieg
1,
Dominion.
2. So I'm gonna do the Kit Fox onto, now. He definitely can't see the stalker.
Correct.
So yeah, he'll just do fire onto the Devastator. So if we're saying partial cover for the Kit Fox, likewise the Devastator would
Yeah, I
also
can live
have
with that.
partial cover. So the rain. Okay, so let's do this right. So that's a skill 2.
2 or 3?
And 2, because that's the Merc hire over here.
She's in skill
Oh, I'm
2?
sorry, I said skill 2. I meant skill 3. I meant
Yeah,
that
I was
she
gonna say,
was, yeah.
Skill 2 is a pretty high skill for us here,
No,
even for the
skill.
Tempires.
Yeah, I meant that because you count going from 3 or going from 4 to 3 as like 2 advancements, I think, or whatever it is. But anyway, that's where I was getting confused. So yeah, base number is 3.
Yep.
So that was a ground movement, so no modifier there. Your TTM is 1, that brings up to 4. Partial cover is 5, and the range I'm almost certain is going to be medium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, just barely in medium. So that'll be a +2, so that's 7, I think.
3, 4, 5, 6,
6,
and 7. Yeah.
And
well, hold on. You don't add your movement. You only add your movement if you jumped.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was adding your TTM because you had the ground movement. Yep,
gotcha.
Yep.
All right, we're good.
Yep.
Yeah, 7.
Yep. So and she's got 3 damage at medium range. So I'll roll 3 sets of dice then, hitting on 7s. That is 1, 2, 3. All of them hit.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
On the Devastator, correct?
Yeah, on the Devastator. Yep.
Okay. Devastator is going to fire on the Griffin.
Yep.
Base is, let me see. Just double check this range here. Long range starts at 12 hexes?
12, yeah.
Check.
I think it's 11, at least my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
medium
8,
up
9,
to 12.
10, 11.
All right, so let's see what we got here.
Just barely
1,
in medium
2, 3,
range, but
4,
yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yep. So yeah, medium. So 3, 6, 8. No partials or anything else. It's gonna be 7 dice on 8+.
No, that's not right then. Because you have a skill of 3.
Yep.
You don't. You get nothing for your ground movement.
Correct.
They jumped, so that's a 3 there. So that's 6.
Yep. And then medium
7,
range is
8
8
for the range.
Yep.
So it should be 8s, not 7s.
Yes, rolling 7 dice on 8+.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I'm glad you double checked it because I was like, maybe I did fuck that up.
7 dice on, hitting on 8s.
Yep. 8+. All right, let's see. That's 1. That's disappointing.
1 looks like
1 point of damage.
What is that? Oh, that's the Republic of the Sphere. I was trying to look at that logo on.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's
That
Republicans.
that circle-ish thing.
Yeah, that circle-ish thing. Yeah.
Okay, I was curious what the hell that was.
Yep.
Also,
All right, 1 damage to
am I-
the Griffin.
all right, and now you have your last 2 units to fire,
Yep.
which will be on my Devastator as well.
Yep. So the Devastator, or the Griffin's going to fire on the Devastator. So that's a skill 4. They jump, so it's 5, 6, 7 for your TTM, and then +2 for the range, so it should be 9.
Sounds right.
Yep. And they have 2 damage, so I'll roll 2 dice, hitting on 9s. It's 1 hit.
1 hit.
Yep.
Not bad at damage there. Holy cow.
Yep.
All right. Oh,
That's
you
the
have
thing
your,
about
you have your
this,
second unit.
Yeah, that's the thing about this Devastator. He has a ton of armor.
And doing it the way we're doing it too is it takes longer to chew through it.
Yeah. And you know what? My whole plan going into this, I maybe shouldn't have said this, but I told you the other day that I ran like a simulation of this using like Alpha Strike, and I purposely targeted your Stalker with my mechs just because
it had less armor.
Because it has less armor and less structure, and there's less that you have to get through to get it to a crippled state. But now that I've got all this armor damage, I think it's basically the equivalent of how much armor do you have left? 3, 6, and that's actually less than Stalker, so it would actually take less to get it to a cripple state now.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the Nova,
the Nova, I don't.
No, the Nova can't see the Devastator or the Stalker.
The Stalker, yep.
Same thing for my Stalker. So my Stalker's gonna fire on the Griffin, obviously. Pretty sure that's also gonna be medium range.
I can see the Griffin though.
Yeah, because he's up so high.
Well, no, but there's this intervening. This is 1 level.
But this 1 level is 1 level lower than that. Well, I meant this, but you get the idea. It's the high ground rule. It's, for lack of a better thing to call it. Anakin could definitely. And I don't know if you heard that or not. But that was my kid in the background quoting Star Wars. I feel like he's definitely got a shot there because I'll take the +1 because I'm adjacent to some woods, but I think just because, especially with that height, like.
You are adjacent to woods. Yeah,
can't quite get my camera behind him, but I'll take a +1 because of the woods right there.
Okay.
Even though I think actually, I guess it depends on how exactly that line gets drawn, but I'll take a +1 for the woods. So that's gonna be 4, 5, 8, 10s for range. Let me double check that range though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's actually 12,
9,
so it should
10,
be long range.
12. 12 is 24 inches, which is still just inside medium range.
Oh, is that the? I thought
it goes to 24 inches, and then 24 to 42.
Got it.
But because we have such a definitive line, because 2 inches, I'm calling medium range. So 10s is what I need, and I have 5 dice to roll here. These out of the way. 10 or plus. 10 or better. Let's see. 1.
Looks like he just got 1. Yep.
1, but I had 1 that was close.
Yeah.
So yep, the Griffin takes another point of damage. Unfortunately, not enough.
No.
All right. I'm gonna say heat phase, but no, that's not what we need to do here.
Yep. No overheating. Yeah, we didn't use our overheat ability, so yep.
Oh, I didn't
All right.
think
So
about
turn.
God damn. Oh fuck! I should have too. Oh well.
That would have only given you 2 extra.
Yeah, but it was rolling on 10, so that's not the time to do it.
Yeah.
11. Don't forget and this is your final round of -2.
Final round of
So of course I roll. Of course, the round I know I'm going to get initiative, or probably will get initiative, is when I roll really well.
Yep. Yeah, I had a 4 on the dice, but -2. So yeah, you definitely won initiative there. And I'm getting rid of this card now because the command complications don't count anymore. Yep. All right.
I really hope that my neighbor's vacuum is not coming in. Can you hear that vacuum?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, good. My windows are open, or at least I have one window open, and my neighbors love to vacuum like rugs and stuff right outside their front door.
Let's see. Okay. I think I'm going to take the Griffin and I'm just going to jump him down there. And that'll be another 3 for the
Okay.
jump. Okay. Your move.
Yeah. Stalker's gonna push forward. 1, 2, 3. Still doesn't have line of sight to him, but
No, not to the Griffin. You could. That's
I know the Griffin's there, and that's where he's
Yeah.
going.
Yep. Okay.
You have to move both of your final pieces.
Yep. All right. I think I'll have the Nova jump. 1, 2, 3. Probably a dangerous thing to do, but I'm going to have him jump 1, 2. Hang on, he's right here. Trying to get a good angle on this.
Trying to figure out where to go get the stalker, huh?
5.
You're about to overheat
Yeah.
the bejesus out of him.
5 right there.
Okay.
And let me clone. There'll be a jump for 3.
It's gonna be big. And you're just outside short range,
Yep,
too.
just outside short range.
Yep.
Okay. And then I gotta move my Kit Fox.
Yep.
And Kit Fox will Kit Fox can jump 2, but they have a 6 movement. Yep. I think Kit Fox will jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't quite make it to the woods. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. Yep.
Where was the
Right in front of the green die.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? What's his
Yep.
move? 12? 12 jump?
Yeah. 12 jump, which
Okay.
would convert to
Yep.
6 hexes.
I want to be clear.
Can't
I
quite get there.
wasn't doubting you. I was just verifying.
Yep.
Okay. Devastator is going to come up right there.
Yep. Okay. Firing phase. So
I think it's obvious 2 out of 3 of your mechs are shooting on my stalker, unless you want to take a shot at my
Yep.
Devastator, who just like an old man climbing a hill, finally got up to the top right at the very end as you're
Yep.
getting ready to take a shot. He's
Yep,
like, "Oh,
yep.
I made it! I made it! Oh
Yep.
shit, they're shooting at me!"
Yep. Well, yeah, the Griffin and the Kit Fox aren't going to have line of sight onto the Devastator. But the
Correct.
question is, do I want to have the Nova Prime target the Stalker or the Devastator?
Commander's in the
it's gonna-
Devastator. Not that that matters for objectives or anything.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the same to hit either way because they're both medium range. They both have the same TTM. Let's see. 2, 3. You know what?
Get that Devastator who's already got cracked armor. Not cracked armor, but reduced armor. There is that.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that with the Kit Fox. Is all I was kind of second guessing myself. But
Hey, you put your jump dice down. The move is
yeah.
complete.
The only thing is, I mean, the reason I wanted to get him no, and I don't regret it. It's just that I wanted to get the Kit Fox out of the way because
Yeah.
the Devastator could have wiped it out.
Oh yeah,
with
absolutely.
just 5 hits.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, technically the Stalker can too, but
yeah, but
yeah.
The question is whether or not.
But you have more dice.
I mean, you've definitely given me the option of which target do I shoot at now.
Yep. You know what? I just think knowing that the Devastator has more hits, I think the Nova would fire on the Devastator, and he'll do 2 overheat. So,
so next turn you're gonna have, I believe it's +2 heat, +2 to your weapons fire, and -2, which is -4 inches of movement. I believe.
Yeah.
That's what Buzzard said, right?
Movement. Yeah.
Between the YouTube comments and Discord.
Yep.
But yeah, go ahead.
Basically, I'm doing that, to basically get shots in now and then try to maybe hide next turn.
Yep. Oh, I got you.
All right. So let's see. Let's do the math here. So he's a skill 3.
Mm-hmm.
Range is medium. Well, hang on. Let's do this the right way. So skill 3. You got the he jumps, so he'll have a +2.
So it's 5.
So that's 4. Or I'm sorry, 5. And then ground movement is 6, 7, 8. So hitting on 8s.
And there's no partial cover or anything like that. So yeah.
Yep, no partial cover. And because he's doing overheat 2, that'll be 7 dice.
Yep.
So
on an 8+, that's not bad odds.
4, 5, 6, 7 dice here. Okay. I think that's right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of dice. Yep. All right. And hitting on 8+. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3.
2, 3. Yep, 3 hits.
3 hits. Yep.
I got nervous. Nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep. And I'm just gonna mark down the heat here so I don't forget it.
Okay.
Because he'll be at heat 2.
All right. While you're doing that,
Devastator
is going to return fire on the Nova.
All right.
Starting at 3, 5 for range, need 8s to hit you. That's gonna be 7 sets of dice. So 8s. All right, what do we got here? 1. Fuck, like really? 1? On
just 1.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Not much I can do about that.
Yep. All right. And then the Kit Fox will fire on the Stalker.
Yep.
So let's see. 2 skill. I keep saying 2 skill.
You do.
It's the advancement that's throwing me off.
Yeah.
So 3 is the skill level.
Right.
3. She jumped, so that's 5. TTM 6. And it's medium range.
Yep.
So it should be 8s.
Yep.
And she's got 3, so I'll roll 3 dice hitting on 8s. 3 sets of dice hitting on 8s.
Yep.
All right, that's 1, 2 hit.
On the Stalker. Nice.
Yep.
I mean, not really nice, but yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Stalker overheat 2.
All right.
Firing on the Nova.
On the Nova? All right.
All right, so that's going to be...
I wasn't sure if you were going to go after the Kit Fox or not.
No.
Probably not, since it doesn't count toward... Exactly. Well, it does count, but you would have to take out...
I still would have to take out another mech. If I killed this mech, let's see, the Nova, which is worth 41 points, yeah.
Yep.
So, skill 4.
Yep.
6 for range. 9 for your jump. Yeah, that's right. 4, 6, 9. I need 9s, and I'm rolling
7 dice.
7 dice. Okay, 1, 2. Only 2.
Yep. Still, I mean, the Nova doesn't have a lot of armor.
Nope.
So.
Speaking of which, did I... Oh, okay, never mind. For some reason, I thought I did more damage than that altogether, but yeah, 1 damage and then now 2 damage. And I thought maybe I would crack armor, but okay.
No. But you did have 2 6s there. That was pretty close on the ones that you hit. Yeah, that was pretty close to getting critical there.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. All right. I do believe that is initiative phase.
Yep. So this will be turn 3. Yep, you already got it.
5.
I also got a 5, so we got to roll again.
7.
7.
Golly. 4.
9.
Son of a bitch. Okay. Yep. Okay, so now I have 2 overheat, which means my stalker can only move 1 hex.
Yep.
So he's just gonna back up 1. For some reason bounce off of the canyon walls. You get to move all 3. Nope,
Yep.
nope.
Oh no, yeah, I understand what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucked that up in my own head.
Yeah, because at the beginning of the initiative order, I don't have double, but yeah.
Well, and you have to move the last mech period.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think you can move 2 right away. But it's up to you. I'm not gonna get that picky about whether you move 1 now or 2 now. Now, does that overheat affect your jump range?
No, it does not. It's only the ground movement.
You can jump 5, but
I can still jump 5.
You're limited to 3.
Yep.
For hex. Well, I mean, you're on the.
Well, plus I got the +2 to the firing as well. So.
Yeah. Stay.
Yep.
And that lasts until you spend a round not firing.
Yep. Okay. I think he's just gonna jump this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just gotta take cover in there. Yep.
He's gonna literally run away and hide.
Yep.
So he can cool off. Yep. Not a bad move.
Yep. All right. So now you got to move the Devastator.
Yeah, and I got to figure out where to move him to, because he's not really in a good spot at the moment. Although,
well, no one can get behind him. So,
yes, this is true.
Yeah.
But he's also in a spot where he might find himself out of the fight. So 1, 2. Kind of fucked myself with putting him over there in the first damn place.
Now remember, if you go through the mines, you have to roll. It's only a once thing though. So basically, it's not for each hex. It's just when you enter the minefield, you roll, and it has to be less than a 9.
But yeah, it has to. There's a certain threshold. I think that's as far as I can go because I can't go down because of the elevation change and the woods.
Once the mine detonates, the whole thing is gone. So it's not just that hex. It's
gotcha.
Radius. Well, so, yep. All right. So now you got to roll. And it's
I didn't enter the hex though.
You didn't? Is that now? Oh yeah, you're right. Yep.
Specifically, listen. I am doing exactly what that area denial thing is doing, and I'm letting it deny my area. I don't want to fuck with that. Also, can we all just point and laugh in a good way, fond memories way of the 4-bit graphic trees from old school like EverQuest era MMOs?
Yeah. No, I saw the flag like behind him. It's like, what are the flags that like the Krieg mechs are always big on? That's what it looks like.
Oh, from my perspective,
with the flag on the back of it.
Little banners and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the hex behind him that.
Yep. No, I definitely was not intending to enter a hex with a mine in it. In fact, I wanted to move at least one more hex, but I can't because of reasons.
Yep. All right.
I saw you try to figure out how to get into my rear arc.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw that. If I get this hex, if I get this hex, but I can't jump to that hex.
Yep. Okay. Well, Griffin is going to jump, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think to there.
Oh, I forgot he was down there. I thought he was back here somewhere. I don't know what I was thinking.
I think he's right there. That'll still be medium range. 1, 2,
It's still front arc, which means I can shoot you back, motherfucker.
Yep. But oddly enough, he's got the most armor right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not rolling as well as I would like, so
Yeah.
Right, go ahead and move your kit
Yeah.
box.
Now I got to move the kit.
Or
Fox.
as us inner sphere barbarians would call it, the uller. I can't do it. I gotta keep calling it the clan name. Can't do it because I'm gonna fuck it up when I'm on my cut down character. I just feel like a retard. Ooh, I probably shouldn't use that word on recording. I mean, all the words I've used on recording, I don't think that's the one that's going to out to drive.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there.
Are you jumping that? Oh fuck! I forgot you could jump.
Yeah, he's got
and he's got a little bit more movement because he's a little boy.
Yep. Let's turn around here. That's all right. I mean, obviously, it's going after the. I was debating whether or not to go after the Devastator or not. But yeah,
this is problematic.
This is problematic. I couldn't resist the rear arc for the.
Let's see. You've got at short range 3 dice with no overheat option.
Yep.
So 3 damage on the stalker. I'll be okay.
Yeah.
As long as nobody else fires on him. But guess who's gonna probably fire on him? Fucking Griffin.
Yep. Well, I don't think the Griffin can see him.
I was just looking at that. He might not be able to because there's
yeah, and just like I don't think the Devastator could see the Kit Fox either, just because of the intervening woods.
Yeah. Well, listen, let's be honest. That Kit Fox is probably the luckiest son of a bitch on the board.
Yeah.
All right, I believe
it's also disposable because you can't win by killing it.
yes.
Yeah,
but killing it will give me a small measure of satisfaction.
Yes.
Now, with that said, it is odd.
Firing phase.
Yeah, firing phase. I don't think I actually can get my stalker to hit your.
No, because I think the same way with the intervening woods.
But like the literal camera that I'm trying to get to where the stalker is can barely pick him up.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm looking at it too. Even if you want to say he's got partial cover at the very least, but I think it's probably the 2/3 cover rule. Because looking at it,
and I don't want.
The problem is this hex right here. This I can't.
What's this one that juts out a little bit? That's the one. If that hex wasn't there, or it was 1 level lower, even it'd be a different story. But okay, so my Devastator, that means my stalker can't fire, but. So my only mech to fire is going to be the Devastator, firing obviously on the Griffin.
Yep.
Skill 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for range, 8 for your movement.
Yep.
And that's going to be 7 dice, needing 8s.
Yep.
Let's see, 1, 2.
Looks like 3.
Damn it.
Yep. Still, I mean.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 did hit. This is 8. So 3 damage. Eat it, Griffin.
Yep. Basically, he can only take like.
Damn, you already marked the damage. I was really hoping it was gonna be 3 on top of what I just saw.
No. That's This is basically like he takes 4 more damage, and you've won the match then, because he would be at.
I'm really wishing I could get that stalker to hit, but
it's
fine. It's fine. My stalker's gonna cool off at the end of this round.
All right, Griffin firing on the Devastator. Yeah, that's the advantage for the Stalker, is that because it can't fire, it has no penalty. It's not firing this round, so it basically cools off.
It's gonna heat. It's gonna eat bullets, but yeah.
Okay, so Griffin firing on Devastator. So skill 4, jumped. So that's 5, 6, 7 for movement. 8, 9 for range.
You only got 2 sets of dice. Is that what I'm reading?
So So yeah, 2 dice hitting on 9s.
Okay. Say it like that, and you're gonna hit both of them. Near 7 and 8.
Yeah, 7 and 8. Yep.
Misses.
Both
All right.
misses. Yep.
And then your kit box, because I don't have anything else to fire.
Yeah. Kit Fox. So let's see. That's skill 3. 4, 5. For jumping.
Range in my movement of 1.
6 for TTM. So hitting on 6s. Yep. So 3 dice hitting on actually 4 dice because of the rear arc. So
yes.
Yeah, 4 dice hitting on 6s. Let me just separate these out here. Oops. 4 dice hitting on 6s. All right, that's 1, 2, 3. Yep.
All right, that's it's not good.
Getting spicy. It's got more structure though, so basically I would have to eliminate 3 structure for it to be crippled.
Yeah, I'll have to look
the
again.
Devastator only has 2. Yeah,
I'll have to look again to see what the definition of cripple exactly is.
Yeah, it's half of its structure.
Yeah, that's
all of its armor gone and half of its structure.
That sounds right. Okay, I believe that's initiative.
Yep. So straight initiative again.
Yep. Boxcars.
Oh, nice. I got 9. So
you got not boxcars.
Yeah, I got not boxcars.
All right. Go ahead and make your first move.
Okay. Let's see. So I think the Griffin is going to jump 1, 2, 3, 4 to there.
Of course, he's gonna jump like a little bitch.
Yep. You're just jealous because you got the assault mechs that don't have jump jets.
I mean,
all right.
Pretty much. Devastator's gonna move.
Yep.
It's gonna be 1 to enter, 2 for level, and 3 for wood. So I'm just once again moving 1 hex. Stupid hex. It's like I'm stuck on the fucking heat map again.
Yep.
All right, go ahead and make your move.
Okay.
But I'm also I'm gonna put a 2 on my die for the Devastator's movement because he's in light woods. Okay, so anybody wants to shoot
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'll do
so. And because I have double the mechs you have left to move, that means I have to move both of mine before you move your stalker.
My stalker is now at, I almost said full heat, but no heat is what I meant.
Yeah.
As well as yours.
Yep, that reminds me. I need to, Yep. Thanks for being honest. Yep. So let's see.
Oh, god damn it. Don't mind me. I'm fucking stupid. You remember Blood Bowl? You remember Blood Bowl? And you would have things, it'd be like, oh yeah, I should have did that.
Both of us. Yep. I have a thing to, well, if you want to, I mean, you're supposed to declare it at the beginning of combat, but if you want to use one of your things, go ahead.
No, I'll wait for the firing phase when I'm supposed to use it.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the beginning of firing phase is when you use it. Yep. I'm sorry. Yep. So no,
that's just I've forgotten it for I've forgotten it for the previous 3 rounds of combat, which could have made a difference, considering. I mean, especially added to my not great rolls.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Fucker.
That'll be another jump.
Jumping ass hat mechs.
Yep. It's the mobility of it's the only advantage I got going against 2 Devastators.
I know, but
And you know what? And I was actually talking about Neo Buzzard about this, and I don't you wouldn't have done this, but I'm like, because I wanted to do the minefields just as like something different to do, just to
Yeah.
see how it plays out. You know me, I do the same thing in Blood Bowl. I like
Yeah,
the
this is
different
how
like
I end
weather
up
effects
losing
and
to you all
stuff.
the time.
Yeah. But no, because I was like, okay, if I use the minefields and I deny him an area to move, is he just gonna like be an ass and just like park right on the edge of
Thought about it. I was
the
literally
map
just
so you
thinking
can't
about it.
like, you know? And he's like, well, technically there isn't a rule in Alpha Strike that charges and DFAs do not displace you like they do in classic Battletech.
Yeah.
So basically there's no penalty to just sitting on the the border of
Basically
the map
wall
and
camping,
denying
yeah.
like the rear arc, and Neo Buzzard's like that's the rule. I mean, I'm like, we'll cross that bridge if we get to it, but I don't know. I'm like, I don't think Omar would do that, because and even Neo Buzzard said, I mean, you got to play the objective, and the objective is to do damage.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you could
Listen,
do
I'm
that.
more upset the fact that I keep leaving my backside open to your stupid little. I've got a whole extra hex of movement than everybody else on the board.
Yep, yep. Hmm. This could be bad. Fuck this stalker. uh hmm. Man, what do I want to do? Because I can get into the stalker's rear arc no matter what. But you still have to move it. So I mean, you
Yeah,
can move.
yeah. Think about what you're gonna do carefully. Choose your next move carefully, Spartan
Yeah.
version, whatever. You knew where I was going with that. Boy, when I butchered a movie line, I butchered it. Come on, do something. Do something, Nova.
You know what? The Nova will not move. He's just gonna stay there.
Wow. I guess when you're playing to the objective, that's one way to fucking do it, you
Well,
almost cheating bastard.
almost cheating, yeah. Well, because that was the thing I was thinking about. I could win the objective on this turn here, depending on how the damage
Depending on how things roll,
goes.
literally.
Yep. But the problem is you could have also won it too if I left my Nova exposed to basically either of your mechs.
That's
So
kind of the plan, but yeah.
Yeah.
With that in mind,
I won't even put a dice out there because he's, you can't even get to a
Yeah, I can't do anything to it.
Yeah.
I can't do anything. I don't have the only way I'd be able to is if I jumped.
Yep.
I just don't have the movement.
Yep.
But I do have the movement to do this.
Yep.
And that puts your light mech at short range.
In short range. Yep.
To an overheat. To one of my mechs that can overheat.
Yep.
Please, you shoot first.
All right. Yep. So obviously the only thing I can't shoot with anything except for the Kit Fox. So Kit Fox is skill 3. 4-5 for jumping, 6 for ground, 7 for the woods that you're in.
Hold on. What's the ground for? You said ground is one of the
I'm sorry, your ground. I said ground, but I meant your TTL.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so yeah.
So all right, let's do it again.
Yep.
3 skill, 4-5 for jumping, 6 for your TTM, and then 7 for your woods.
Yep.
So 3 dice hitting on 7s.
Yeah, because you have 2 damage base.
I'm sorry, 4 dice hitting on 7s because it's rear arc.
Yeah,
4 sets of dice.
3 plus 1.
Yep.
And you need
4
7s?
sets of dice hitting on 7s. Yep. All right, that's 1-2 hits.
Okay. It's not bad. We're almost.
Yeah, you survived.
Yeah, I definitely survived.
The Kit Fox might not here.
Yeah. Stalker.
Stalker can do the rear thing
What do you mean?
that adds a +1. Oh, I'm sorry. You said Stalker.
Yeah.
I was thinking Devastator, but yeah,
Yeah.
Stalker.
And
Yep.
either like.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I forgot about that. I had the rear laser on that. Yep.
Oh,
So let's do
you know
that
what?
first.
You know what?
I forgot all about that stupid laser.
Hang on. Stop. Before you do that, we
Yep.
forgot our battlefield support.
Yep, I did. I was about to forget it too.
Yep. So I have a heavy airstrike that I'm going to use,
Oh,
and I'm going to
motherfucker.
use it on the Devastator.
Of course. Now, what's the collateral on that, or is there?
Nothing. It just if it's the heavy airstrike, which does not scatter, so it basically hits or it misses. And
Heavy strike, and you need a 6, but it's a
yeah, I think it's a
base
6
with no modifiers.
Yep, no modifiers, and
2 damage on it if it hits.
Does 2 damage on a 6+. Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, if it hits, 2 damage. If it misses, doesn't do anything. So,
all right. Well, I'm definitely pucker factor is extremely high right now.
Yep. 6+. No force. Yep.
All right, sniper round. Sniper round on the Nova.
On Nova. Okay.
Well, hold on. Let me hold. No, sniper round on the Griffin. On the Griffin.
Okay.
Let me double check.
Sniper round is 2 damage.
Yeah, it's 2 damage, and I need 8+.
Yep.
And I can only fire one because, spoiler, I have 2 sniper rounds.
Yeah,
I can only do one per round, correct?
I'm pretty sure you can only do 1 per round.
We'll do 1 per round. So 8+. Nope. Shit.
Or snake eyes. Yep.
God damn. All right, and then
now it does scatter though. I think.
Yeah. Oh fuck me, it does. Yep. But it scatters by 12 hexes. I miss it. So the margin of failure. Let me double check that. Target number was an 8+.
Yeah, and you missed by 6, so it's going to go 12 hexes. But just do the direction so we know, because it could.
I'm going to count this way being north.
If
that's okay with you.
Hang on.
Going towards your side.
Oh, so my side is north. Yeah, so that'll be 1. Yep. So just roll for the direction, and it goes to
the 4. So 1, 2, 3. It goes to my side. That round fell way short. Oh wait, no.
You were targeting the Griffin.
I was targeting the Griffin.
Yep.
Shit.
So it's gonna go. It's gonna miss though, because it's 12 hexes. It's gonna be off
1,
the map.
2, 3. Yeah, quite a bit. It's gonna.
Oh wait a minute. Wait. We're doing hexes,
still...
so we're not doing
It's
going to deviate, but it's only going to be by 6 because we're doing
6 hexes. Yeah.
The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually, it will hit your Devastator, but I think it only does 1 point of damage, and it'll do 1 point of damage to my.
Does 2 damage.
But it's not. It's going to land in that space there.
What page is artillery on? It's like on 56 or some shit, isn't it? Artillery attacks 47.
It's under battlefield support, and that is on page 56 of the Alpha Strike. So you did sniper, right? So that's 8. Unsuccessful attack. It misses point of. Yeah, it's
Thin scatters long distance in inches, so it's 12 inches. So it is 6 hexes.
6. Yep. And it'll go
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep. So lands there.
Lands
but
because
in the minefield. It's area of effect. So that minefield, obviously that the point of impact is here. It does 2 damage, but it does 1 damage to the surrounding hexes. So your Devastator gets 1, and then my Fox gets 1.
No, because when we did this before, we only targeted that 1 hex, and the reason I remember this because I thought it did, but it only has 1 damage value listed, which is the 2. If you look at the long time, it has 3 and 1. And then when you look at successful attack, artillery does damage to all units in its area of effect.
Yeah, but it says under successful attack, it has 2 damage values. 1 for within the 2 inches of area
which is
effect.
1 hex.
Yep, and then another for those outside 2 hexes, but within 6 inches.
Within 3 hexes.
Yeah.
Now the problem with that though is the sniper only has 1 damage value.
Yeah, but it does. Oops, hang on, I toggled out of the thing. But
And
Yeah, if you notice artillery support, scatters if misses. And it has sorry, this is sniper.
Yep.
So it has it has the bold star next to it, area of
Yep.
effect.
Yep.
So it is area effect. So it does do 2 damage to the impact point and 1 to the surrounding hexes.
But the long tom also has that, but it has the 1 point specified, whereas the thumper and the sniper don't. That's where my argument lies.
Yeah, but the way we did it last match is we also did the impact for 2 on the point of impact and 1 for
All right,
the
Buzzard, we're going to
ones,
need some
'cause,
clarity there. I'm going to mark the damage and crack the armor on the Devastator.
I think the
But
reason it's listing that there for the 3-1 is because of that it does 3 for the point of impact and 1 for the surrounding ones, instead of it being like 3 and 2.
Well, I guess that's where the clarity needs to be, because it only specifies the target point and not how much nearby. It's assuming that we're assuming it's 1 is ultimately what I'm getting at, and I need clarity because now I'm confused. You know what I mean? I not you.
Yeah, but yeah,
brain
it
and
says
mouth
under
are not working together.
successful attack, artillery within the area effect of 2 inches. It has 2 damage values, 1 for within the 2 inches and 1 damage for without. So that's implying that the you know what, there actually is where's the
Isn't there a template or something?
yeah, it's the same thing, but if you look on the previous page on 55,
Right.
it's got the it says area of effect. So again, area of effect imply, and that with the that's my train of thought. That implies that the damage is 2 for the area for the impact point, and then 1 damage for the area without, because it says that there's 2 damage values. And again, the long tom, lists both there, but I think that still applies. At least the way we played it last time was the
I remember
the 2 and the 1.
And I may be remembering this incorrectly, but I remember we did 1 because if I remember right, like I actually hit. You know what, Buzzard? We need some clarity for the sniper and the thumper. Do they do damage to adjacent hexes or not? It's clear the
I can
long
ping
tom
him real
does.
quick.
Yeah, but God, I hope he doesn't take this the wrong way when he sees this video. But it might take him a while to reply. I don't know what he's got going on. I don't know his daily. It's fine. I've applied the 1 damage to my Devastator, and my Devastator is now about to shoot the Kit Fox with that medium laser to the rear. Skill is 3, 6, short range. Do I have a? Do I get a +1 modifier for rear arc? I feel like I do. Attack. Fires using rear special ability. Yeah, so I need a 7 to hit. Are you there, folk?
Yeah, sorry, I was just pinging.
You're good.
Okay, so who's firing? Devastator?
Devastator's firing his rear medium laser on the Kit Fox. I need a 7+.
So
skill 3 +3 for your movement.
Yep,
6, and then rear arc is 7.
Yep.
So I just need a 7+ to hit. That is a hit. 1 damage.
Wow, you got it.
Yeah, 1 damage.
Yep, 1 damage.
And now the Stalker is going to fire, because you don't have any other units to fire.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 4, 7, firing through woods, 8. I need 8s. No heat. Do I want to overheat? I'm going to overheat 2.
Or go ahead.
Well,
You do you.
Were you about to say no? Not a good idea.
Well, I was just
Actually, you know what? No, you know what? I think I'm not going to
honest
overheat.
because he only needs 4 damage before he's destroyed. So
Yeah,
it's whether or not you think you're hitting on 8s. Did you say?
I think so. Yeah, I'll double check the math in a second. I was
Well,
going
if
to
you're
do
hitting
it,
on
but
8s,
here's the thing:
you're rolling.
If I do overheat, I'm going to be hot the next round when I don't need him to be hot.
Yeah.
That's why I'm choosing not to use overheat.
Yeah.
I am going to use my 5
The only
dice.
thing, the only thing is hitting on. Well, here's the question: you would need to hit on all 4 dice in order to destroy them.
I have 5 dice.
No, it's short range, wasn't it? One you purposely moved there because it was short range.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yep.
it is all 4 dice, but that's okay.
Yep. So 4 dice. It's 4 8s on 4 dices. Dices. But no, the question of the overheat is whether you want to add. So you could destroy him if all 4 hit, but
Yeah.
you're going to increase your likelihood to hit if you add more dice.
Yeah, but then I'll be hot the next round when I need him to not be hot.
Yeah, and that's the question. I mean, you
Yeah.
can destroy him, but destroying him won't give you the win. It'll
No, it
just
won't.
take.
But if I could cripple
Yeah.
the fuck out of him, that'd be great.
Yeah, the only thing it would give you is it would give you 1 less unit to damage your, max if you destroyed it. So the question is whether you overheat to give that better
Yeah.
chance, or whether you think you can hit on 8s
So
on
4
dice.
7. Yeah, I do need 8, and I'm gonna do not overheat.
Okay.
Get these out the way. So 4 dice, 8s to hit. 1, 2, 3. Only 1 hit.
Yep, only 1 hit.
God damn it. All right, and that is it. We are moving now to round 5.
Okay.
Initiative.
Those are dice.
6.
5. So you won initiative.
I
All
did.
right.
It'd be really good if I could not drop artillery on myself this next round. Just throwing it out there.
One, 2, 3. I'm gonna jump 4 to there. Okay. Oh, I gotta move 1 more, don't I?
I'm not gonna get that
Because
picky
at the
about it.
start of the turn, I had 3.
You had 3. I had 2, so I think
so
you're
I had
fine
more
with
than
1.
double.
You
Or no,
didn't have
yeah,
double.
no, I didn't have to. I keep thinking.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you.
All right, so yeah, you need to move 1 now. Yep.
All right, go ahead. Now you have to move both. Damn, that wasn't gonna work. Okay, no, I got it. I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, never mind. You're good. Go ahead and move your 2 pieces.
All right. What'd you do? The Devastator? Oh, you just moved. Okay, so you
moved the
them from
Devastator
woods
over
into
1.
Another one. Okay. Yep. Hmm. Darn.
And you're out of battlefield support elements, correct?
Yeah, because I did.
You did
The
a
heavy
minefield.
airstrike was 3, and then or no, that's 4, I think.
Well, you did the mines and you did the.
And I did the heavy airstrike, which oh wait, I did that wrong. Shit.
Were you not supposed to have so many minefields on the field?
No, I didn't use all of my battlefield support. Whoops. Because I had 5. It was 3 for the heavy strike. And then it's 0.5 for each of the well, I guess it doesn't matter because I couldn't have used anything else, and I wanted to use the mine. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yep, that's fine. I just basically had 1 point
Yeah,
left
the extra
over.
point,
I guess I
Larry.
could have gotten light air cover, but that was the only thing I could have gotten. So it's fine. I just didn't.
That light air, the light, medium, and heavy air cover, that just cancels your light, heavy, medium air strikes if it succeeds. Correct? Is that how that works? I think that's
It
how it
can't.
works.
Well, it allows me to roll to cancel yours. So
That's
if
what I
you
mean.
had
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. If so, basically the cover is the counter. Yeah, light air cover. There's just two different types of cover. There's light air cover and heavy air cover, and depending on what they're defending against, has different target numbers to cancel it. I get it now. Okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. Come on. Bring your little shits out here.
Yeah, I'm just talking to Neo Buzzer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, am I gonna get my armor point back?
Oh, I thought you said you didn't mark it down.
I did mark it. I did mark the armor down.
Yeah, because he's saying it should only be the hex that it lands in.
Which was my argument.
Yeah, so let's see.
Because it doesn't specify
damage
that it does additional damage.
I'm just gonna hang on 1 second. I'm just gonna screenshot the thing for him and just send it to him.
Also, while you're watching this, wait, hold on. Let me think about how. I want to do a everybody say hi to Buzzard, even though he's not actually here, so that way. But then it won't work because he won't be available to receive that greeting. Never mind. I'm overthinking like crazy right now. I might need to go fucking take a nap.
Okay. But he's saying only one. I sent him the screenshot just to confirm. But yeah, he's saying only the point of impact
For the sniper and the thumper, then.
for the sniper and thumper. Yeah.
Okay, so that means my devastator actually reduces, or not reduces.
So you got one thing.
You get one armor back.
Yep.
Good. That makes me feel a little bit. Oh shit! Do I really only need? Oh wow, 5 points and my mech is dead.
Yep.
God damn. That's scary. That's my unit commander. Anyway.
Yep.
When you're ready, please bring your boys out so I can shoot the shit out of them.
2, 3, 4, 5 to there, I think, because that'll be rear arc for
But
rear arc for the devastator.
I'm in woods and there's that doesn't necessarily block line of sight, but you will get.
Yeah, you get partial cover.
I've got some stuff going on because you've got woods to shoot through.
Yeah, it will give you a +1, but it's not enough woods to interfere, I don't think.
Isn't there something for obstacles or some shit? Oh, woods +1 with a footnote of 3 has intervening or occupied. So I get a +1 because I'm in the woods. Do I get +1 because there's woods next to me as well? I'm gonna say yes because that's how it works in normal BattleTech.
Yeah, he says the thumper and the sniper only have 1 damage value. So the wording is weird because it seems to imply that all artillery has multiple damage values, but since it doesn't list it, he's saying that those are just point of impact only. Well, for
those
us,
two,
it's only point of impact. It's only that hex. So yeah, you get your armor point back. But yeah, I guess the question is moving it there. And oh, you know what? Let me sorry, hang on 1 second. That should be there. Or wait. No, he was here. Okay, yeah, I'm just marking the spot where he was in because we haven't made it official. So the question is, you have the woods next to you and the woods that you're in. It's 3 hexes of woods or 3 inches of woods blocks line of sight. So I guess counting based on that, if you're counting the one that you're in, that should block line of sight, is what you're saying. So you
no, my question is: so it's +1 for being in woods or having woods next to, or intervening woods?
Any intervening woods, being in or intervening. It does.
Right.
It's not cumulative though.
That's what I was trying to get at, is to see if it was. And so you're saying it is not cumulative?
It's not cumulative. No, it's the number of inches. So the only question is whether, because it's 6 inches of woods blocks line of sight.
Well, there's only I wouldn't count.
There would be,
I wouldn't count these because they're a level lower.
Yeah.
And so there's these and these.
Okay.
And I won't say that blocks that. My argument, or what I was trying to do, is to get a total of +2 for being in woods and adjacent to woods in the line of fire.
I don't think it does. I don't think it's cumulative, but let's check the
that's what I'm trying to see where
line of sight, which line of sight is under combat phase. Line of sight, woods. Let's see. Woods, they do not receive partial cover from woods. Yep, I get that. Line of sight.
You literally just read okay.
Woods that intervene but do not block, line of sight will impose a modifier to the attack's number. See attack modifier table. Yep. Yeah, I think it's just a straight modifier, like whether you have woods or oh wait, hang on. Terrain modifiers, page 43, woods. Add a +1 modifier to an attack's target number if the target occupies wooded terrain or the line of sight passes through wooded terrain. Adding a +1 modifier to the attack's target number if the line of sight has intervening wood terrain more than 2 inches away from the attacker. So it is.
So I do get a +2.
Yeah. So you do get a +2. Okay. So yeah, it's +1 for if there's intervening, and +1
because
for
I'm in
if
the
you're
woods.
in woods.
And if these, I'm getting ahead of you. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's it. And add a +1 modifier to the attack's target number if the line of sight has intervening woods terrain more than 2 inches away from the attacker. So basically, it's saying that I'm not in the woods and it's intervening.
Yep. Yeah, because if you were in the wood, then those numbers would be different.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Hang on, I'm getting pings here. Oh, that's not from Neo Buzzard. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that.
that can be dealt with later.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I guess that move is valid. You're just gonna have a +2 on top of everything in order to hit me.
Yep.
And this, I'm gonna put this back to a 1 because it might be multiple targets attacking me.
Yep. Okay. And that'll be hang on. I'm gonna get the right dice out here. Yeah, sorry, we're kind of slowing down the pace here, but yeah, we're just making sure we're right.
Yeah.
All right, dice is down.
And then your Griffin is next.
Yep. And let's see. Where does Griffin want to move? Shit. I think the Griffin's just going to stay there again.
Bold move.
Yep. Well, okay. I think I might have made a mistake with the Nova Hawk, especially if he eats it from the Stalker. We could end up with another tie here. Because Devastator can't fire on him because he's rear arc. But yeah, your Stalker could get into short range and
absolutely
Yeah.
wreck his shit.
Yep.
So I'm curious to see what's gonna happen, but that's exactly what I'm about to do. So 1,
Yep.
2, 3. And then yeah, 1,
Okay.
2, 3.
Firing phase. All right. So we'll do fire Kit Fox onto Devastator, so that's short range.
For the
So
Kit Fox, I have just a +1 because of the woods.
yeah, so that'll be
8. Eight is what I'm coming up with. Nope.
let's see, base number
3,
3,
6, 7.
4, 5, 6, 7 sevens. Hitting
3,
on sevens.
4. Skill 3, right?
Yeah, skill 3.
So 3, 5, 6. Yeah, sevens.
Okay. So 3 dice hitting on sevens.
1,
Let's
2.
see, it's 1, 2, 3. Yep, and that'll actually cripple the Devastator.
1, 2, 3. Go ahead and roll crit.
Yeah,
you got through.
crits. Oh yeah, because it got through armor. Yep. Yep, good call. 4, which is fire control. Yep.
Which will take
That's gonna make it
place
harder
next
to hit
round.
too. Next round. Yep. But let me just double check the cripple rules here, because I'm pretty sure it's half your structure rounded up.
Yeah.
Which it does. I don't think it matters because you're at half your structure anyway.
Alpha Strike. Unit has no armor and has been reduced to half starting structure.
Yep. You're also under force withdrawal, but it doesn't take effect till the next turn anyway. But yeah, that would basically end the.
Well, I mean, I still have a chance to do the same.
Yeah, you
thing
have a chance
you
to tie it here, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Unit has been reduced to damage value 0 and then immobilized. It's the other ones. Okay. All right. So that is it for you. Wow, the Kit Fox is the one that did it, huh? All right. Well.
Yep, that's right.
I'm going to shoot the shit out of the Kit Fox with the Devastator.
Or I was gonna say, did you want to do the Stalker first, just to see if you tie it up?
No, I want revenge first.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, it's don't worry, the Stalker's gonna get his chance to shoot.
Yep.
All right, so 3, 6, no range, no other modifiers. I need short range for the Stalker, so that's 6 dice. Hitting on 6s.
Wait, hang on. Or never mind. You said Stalker, but I think you meant Devastator.
I meant Devastator. Yeah, because I had Stalker on the brain.
Yep.
All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage.
Everything hit.
Yep, everything hit.
Yep, that destroys it.
Okay.
So you do have to roll a critical though to see. What
I'm gonna point at this right here.
Point at what?
Well, it was a 12 until I hit the wrong button when I meant to hit tab. I rolled boxcars on this set right here.
Well, it doesn't matter because you still. Well, actually, if you roll boxcars on the hit, you'll actually, because that counts plus the structures. You actually roll 2 criticals.
Okay. Well, I'll roll. All right. Well, here, let me roll this and see what it says.
Oh my god! Unit destroyed.
I'm sorry, Flowhammer. What? Yep. That's the only advantage I'm gonna have this.
Well, I mean, it was unit destroyed anyway.
Yeah.
But at least it's not an. At least it's not an ammo hit, so it's not totally destroyed. But correct. I think you do get one more just to see if it does an ammo hit. And it was destroyed anyway. But
9.
9 is
no critical.
No critical. Okay.
Wow, that's lucky right there.
Yep. Well, it was destroyed anyway, but I'll have to roll then for if the pilot survives.
Yeah.
Which I think is a.
You want me to lay him down so we know he's out?
Yeah. Just I'll take the dice away. Yep. Okay.
Then
well, I guess
your Nova's next because your Griffin's not gonna fire.
Yep. The Nova will fire on the Stalker. So that'll be short range. So let's see. That's skill level 3. Skill level 3.
Mm-hmm.
I almost said 2 there for a second. 2 more for jumps. That's 5. 6 for your TTM.
I think that's it.
And nothing else.
Other residual shit.
6s. and he will do we'll do overheat 3.
Alright, sounds like 8 sets of dice hitting on 6s.
Yep, 8
I might
dice hitting on 6s.
I might be in harm's way here.
Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage.
Alright, so let's see what that does here. 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's both
But
mechs
you
are
only
now
roll
withdrawing.
1 for yep, so he's actually under forced withdrawal too.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll crit.
Not that it matters, but crit is 7.
7 is movement point hit.
Yep.
So that means half movement value for each hit.
Yep.
So that means I now have instead of 6 inches of movement, that's 3 inches of movement.
Yep.
Which translates to 1 hex.
Yep.
Or 2 because of rounding off. So 6 becomes 3. And then 3 inches becomes 1.5 hexes. Do we count that as 1
I
hex
don't know
or
if
2?
you round up or down. I would say you probably round.
I mean, it's almost a moot point because it's just going to be.
Yeah.
Let me shoot him and then we'll figure out what we
yeah,
want to do here.
Yep.
Skill 4, 7, short range, overheat 4. So that's going to give me 8 dice. Let me double check those numbers. Skill 4, 7. Hold on. Why am I not thinking right now? His skill is 4. Your movement is 3. So that's 7 short range. 8 dice. 7 plus. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 damage. I believe kills it.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5 damage? Yep,
Yeah.
that kills it. So we're at tie again.
Yep. And I am super spicy. In fact, that mech. Oh, wait. Hold that thought. I don't know why I said overheat 4. I don't have overheat 4. You have overheat 4. I only have overheat 2. So don't mark 5 damage.
Okay, I think you're gonna just have to re-roll that because it's impossible to tell.
Yeah, because it's
which dice were. Yeah.
So I've got 4 dice for short range plus 2 for overheat. So that should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What did I need? Oh, I need 7s to hit.
Yep, 7s.
So 1, 2, 3,
4.
4 hits. Oof.
Yep.
I mean, that's crippled regardless.
Yep.
And then the critical 6, which is
weapon.
Hit.
Weapon hit. Yep. Okay.
Omar Krieg III will open comms and give you the option of a mutual withdrawal from the engagement area.
A mutual withdrawal. Okay.
We've tied victory points wise. So really the only point in us fighting is to kill each other, and there's no real value in that, is what he's getting at. Even though he doesn't want to admit that because he doesn't like you guys.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'd mark your 200. Actually, technically, well, we neither of us get any victory points. Because we get the first team that destroys or cripples 1/3 or more of the opponent's force.
Going to, yeah.
Units that voluntarily
It happened
withdraw.
on the same turn, so
yeah. And crippled, not necessarily destroyed. Although I did defeat and destroy 20-something points.
Well, I think that's the difference here. Units that voluntarily withdraw from the map count as crippled or destroyed. It's
so
not voluntary if it's under forced withdrawal. Both of your mechs are under forced withdrawal. You destroyed one of mine and the other is under. I guess it doesn't matter because it's happening on the same turn anyway. So and there's no counting for who controls the battlefield. So yeah, first team, and it happened on the same turn. Firing happens at the same time. So yeah, I think we're just under a draw then. Neither one of us gets any. Well, I'm debating whether or not we both get it or neither of us get it, because we did destroy it. It just happened on the same turn, so there's no first.
Oh, you're talking about
team.
whether or not we get the win condition or victory point condition or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I
So
guess it doesn't matter regardless, because
so
we would still, even if we both got it, we'd both have 200 points, but there's no clear victor, so we
yeah,
would still get the half.
we'd still get the
Regardless.
250
Yeah.
for combat pay. Here's the thing:
Yeah.
the verbiage is the first team that destroys or cripples 1/3 or more.
Yep.
There's no other what you call it on there. So
Yep.
the only way really,
And it happened on the same turn.
yeah, it
so
happened
we're
on the same
both-
turn.
yeah.
So it's kind of hard to call it, and that's part of the reason why, like in character, he's like, let's just call it a day.
Yep.
You know, at this point, all we're gonna do is beat each other into submission. It's a very good
Yep.
chance that neither of us are gonna walk away from this, you know, without any more damages. So let's just withdraw as is, and we can
Yep.
duke it out again next time.
Yep. I think that's the best thing to do. And the Falcons will, agree to that. They're not fighting to the death. And they're not really Falcons. They're technically mercenaries. So I don't even know how much
they're Falcons
Omar
with no
really hates
honor at this
them.
point, which is really
No.
difficult to say because Falcons don't really have much in the way of honor.
Ooh,
I'm
but you know what?
speaking.
Just
I'm
for
not
that, we're
speaking
fighting
about
out.
you
Just
or
for that,
I'm
we're
just-
fighting it out. Just for that, we're fighting it out.
I'm speaking of the
No.
clan Jade Falcon in general.
But we're the Freebirds.
Yeah, well, you Freebirds might not be so bad, but you're
Yeah.
still clan-ish, so we don't.
I just
like
wanna
you. But
point
we're gonna
out-
let you walk away.
Yeah.
If you
I just wanna
if you
point
let
out
us walk
that-
away, we'll let you walk away.
Yeah, we'll let each other walk away. I just want to point out for the people at home that it was a 1 point difference between if you had rolled one less hit, he would not be considered crippled. So yeah, that's how close this match was. It was 1 point of difference.
Oh, for your Nova not taking
Yeah,
that.
for my Nova.
Man,
Yeah,
when I made it, when I realized I made that overheat mistake, I was like, "Oh fuck, this is gonna change everything." Because there really was, I couldn't think of a way to like, how do you tell which dice count and which dice don't count for when I rolled it, you know?
Yep.
And I honestly have the only thing I can think of as to why I said overheat 4 was because I just watched you overheat 3
Overheat.
out of 4.
Yeah. The only reason I didn't, because I didn't want him to shut down.
Yeah. All right. So that will end the match there.
Yep.
Let me pull up our trusty post track,
Yep.
which starts with combat pay, which unfortunately for both of us, again, was only 250.
Yep.
But that is 250 that I didn't have a minute ago.
Yep.
And I don't have to worry about repairs. Nice. I don't have
So
to
you
worry about
do have to worry about repairs.
No.
Well, you don't have to pay for it, but I think
so I am out the next track. There's definitely that.
yeah.
I don't have anything I can field without purchasing anything.
Yeah.
Let me think for a second. Because both of them took internal or more than armor hits. I
Yep.
would literally have to purchase mechs and pilots. Well,
No, you don't have to purchase pilots.
and
you can put these guys
because
in
none of my
different
pilots
mechs,
are
but yeah.
injured.
Yep.
Let me see.
But
what
speaking of
that's-
that, that's on to step 2. So I have to roll for my my
Yeah.
mercenary here.
Let me
that
add
was,
this in really quick before I forget where I am. So, okay, yeah. So pilot wounds for each unit not destroyed by a unit destroyed. Oh wait, for each unit not destroyed by a unit destroyed or crew kill critical hit, your mech was killed by a unit destroyed. So does that mean your
for each unit not destroyed, pilot for each unit not destroyed, kill.
does that mean your pilot's dead too?
Uh
That was the merc too, wasn't it?
yeah. And you did roll that unit destroyed for the
did.
critical hit.
Yeah. Remember, because we were laughing about how I just rolled boxcars and then inadvertently changed it because I tried to hit tab and missed.
Yeah, and last
then
round
those
the
boxcars
the last round was or the last mission I should say, that was not unit destroyed. You lost all of it, but it didn't roll a
yeah, he just lost all of his armor and
yeah.
structure.
So even though it's still technically the unit was destroyed, it wasn't unit destroyed by a critical hit.
To find working verbiage, that mech was defeated.
Yep.
This one was destroyed.
Yep.
And I believe that means, and I'm not 100% sure because it doesn't clarify. It just says if, then roll. Otherwise, you know what I mean? Like, I'm assuming the answer is it's destroyed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. It's the pilot's killed because the unit was destroyed.
Yeah, I'm just double checking the stuff between tracks.
Don't pick your nose. We're on. I've switched it back to the Zoom view.
No, I'm not picking my nose on.
That was me being funny. Nothing more. I promise.
Repair time, heal, temporary hire, new mech warriors. You know, it's probably going to be in the
Hinterlands
regular.
book?
Yeah, let's see.
Or the
I know we might have to take it offline. I think you're right though. I think it probably is. Unit destroyed, page 50.
Because
applying damage, unit destroyed, critical.
Because this sounds like it's. I'm sorry, you're reading something. Let me not distract you.
Where is unit destroyed? Unit has suffered fatal damage, is eliminated from the game. Yeah. So, but it's not clear on the pilot. Yeah, I think we might have to take it offline.
We'll have to hit Neo Buzzard up on that one.
Yeah, because I'm looking for where, because he has that in there. But I don't know where in the actual rule book he's pulling that from.
It could
that's
be
the other thing is Hinterlands doesn't have an index, so it's like
yeah.
that kind of sucks. I think you're right though. Just for the people at home, I think that pilot is dead.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because I just hired them.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the way of the life.
I mean,
I did say
I hired them.
You did talk shit about their mech and how you were more worried about the mech than their life. But you know what? In BattleTech, life is cheap. Mechs are not. So
yes, that's right.
Let's see. So next is salvage, but the only thing that could be salvaged is your mech, which was unit destroyed.
Yeah, there's no salvage for this mission.
And we don't have salvage. Oh, that's right. It did specify no salvage period, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, there is no salvage in this track. All units remain with their original owners. Support and repairs. I'm not worried about repair costs. I am worried about repair time.
Yeah.
And what that means for my next track, because I will have to purchase a mech.
Yep.
And pilot. Well, no, my 2 pilots are fine. I just have to put them in.
Pilots are fine. But...
Yeah, I just need at least 1 or 2 mechs, which means I get to roll on that one table for mech purchases, which I will do offline. Actually, you know what? Yeah. I'm not so worried. I can do that now. Let me see. Where is?
But you know what? At the same time, it does say for each unit not destroyed by a unit destroyed or crew killed, roll it. So I think you still have to roll that for your pilots because you took structure damage.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
No, it says for each unit. Oh wait, hold on. Each unit not destroyed. So this is what I'm reading, and maybe it's the way I'm interpreting it. But so the way it's written, it says for each unit not destroyed by a unit destroyed or crew killed critical hit, meaning it was defeated but not destroyed by those 2 particular critical types.
Okay, yeah, that it's
otherwise the pilot's fine.
But if you take it literally, it just says for each.
When you look at it literally verbatim, everybody's rolling for every unit on the field because they were not destroyed by unit destroyed. But that seems to go away from the intent. So maybe a slight revision of the verbiage used.
Yeah.
If your mech is defeated, roll.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if
destroyed by critical, unit destroyed, critical result, then the pilot is killed. Whatever the case might be.
Yeah. So because the reason I was thinking about that was because you could still have a pilot that's injured in classic BattleTech, but they're still piloting the mech or whatever. But this seems like it's only that when the unit is just defeated, that you roll it. So basically, as long as it's still mobile, the pilot is unharmed is basically what it's getting at.
Yeah. So quick question for you. How did you come up with a Kit Fox?
Because that's her mech.
It does say that.
Um,
Yep, I see that now. Angelica
yep,
is a Jade Falcon, blah blah blah. Clan Angelica pilot's a Kit Fox.
yep.
J. Now I'm curious. Oh, Abrax. I'll have to look at these other people. So I'm curious if what if you and I both were trying to hire that temporary hire?
I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't think Omar would.
No, I wouldn't. But
But theoretically,
in character, because
I
I
don't
would have made
know.
the argument that Angelica was captured by the clans at some point and is actually a free birth from the Lyran Alliance or Lyran Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, yeah, we could story,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
But like, yeah,
no
I mean,
biggie.
it's a moot point now. But yeah, if we
So
were
I do
both going
need.
for it, I would say probably the ruling from like Neo Buzzard is like we might have to like roll dice or something to see who picks first, and then whoever wins gets like to pick her, and the other can
Oh well,
pick like the
but
two
there's the
um
other option of purchasing
the
pilots,
battle.
which is
Oh yeah, that's
but
just for
that's
this. Yeah,
between tracks though, isn't it? Using your war chest points.
yeah, which were between tracks. Yeah, so
Was it between tracks or is it between contracts? I can do that.
no, it's between it's hang on. We're jumping all over the place
Well, it
here.
does say support activities, which
Yeah,
and some of these are like
it's
repair and reconfigure and selling and whatnot.
yeah,
So
because it's where is it? It's tracks, time between tracks. Yeah, on page 29, time between tracks, new mech warriors. You could do a temporary hire. Um and yeah, newly hired mech warrior. So yeah, you can hire, yeah, that so basically you could hire somebody. It's not just her. I think that's just for this particular planet that she is an option. So
newly hired
yeah.
mech warriors are regular quality. Hire green for no cost, and that's time between tracks. And then purchasing a mech is going to be based on what's available here and now. So I need to make a 2d6 roll. On a 6 plus, there's one mech. 10 plus, there are two. So we roll that and see what comes up. I got a 5, so no mechs, which means I am not able to participate in the next track, which is going to be a problem. I don't know what that means for me. I'll have to figure that out offline.
I'm sorry, what were you rolling for? I was
I
pinging
was rolling
Neo
to
Buzzard.
see if there was a mech available here on Esteros for me to purchase,
Yes.
because neither of my mechs are going to be available next
Yes, and you
track.
have to roll for it.
And I did.
So
I needed a 6 plus. I rolled a 5.
oh, yep, that means there's no mechs available.
Which means,
Um
because there's no mechs available, I have 0 mechs to bring out to the field next round. Or next
yeah,
track.
which I think that's an auto win for me.
I think it is. And that's
Yeah.
also going to be an auto loss for me.
Yeah.
We'll have to
We'll figure that out offline.
Yeah.
But one thing we should probably do, I mean, we have a couple of homework things. One, we need to figure out what happens when you can't field anything.
Yeah, I'm writing that down right now.
Two,
What
I have to
happens?
figure out what happens with my mech warrior, which I did ping Neo Buzzard about. But again, we'll have to take this offline. But I think the other thing that we need to do now is we need to roll for the next mission, right? We
Do
did
you
it
want
last
to do
time.
that? Because let's.
We did it at the end of the last
Yeah,
thing,
well, the
just
only reason why I'm asking now is because there's a possibility I can't.
that we might not have one. Yeah.
Right. I mean, we can roll and see what happens. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let me get to that page in the book.
Okay. I rolled the last mission at the end of the last
Oh, how
one. So if you
ironic
want to
that
do
I'm
it this
gonna
time,
roll this one when I might not be able to do it.
And there's no repeats.
Correct.
So
That is a 6. That is
which,
pushback.
Yep.
What does pushback do? Let's see.
Pushback is defender sets up that's where have to, well, I guess it depends on who the attacker is.
So the attacker is the assembly, which is me.
Yep. So you would have to cripple destroy at least 75% of my force, or 100%, or the commander's unit.
I get 32 base support points or battlefield support points. Must use vehicle assets. What the fuck? get a second force, but it's going to be vehicles. That's wild.
So maybe you actually could field a force regardless.
No, because the second force will be the only force.
Yeah.
The second force will be the first force. There will be no
Yes.
second force. I'll have to message
We'll have
Buzzer.
to figure that out. Yeah.
Yeah. Or we could always re-roll it, this map or mission result as well, based on what he says as far as whether or not I can field anything. Because right now, both my mechs have taken internal damage and critical damage,
Yeah.
movement or fire control. So they are out the next track, period.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something else there, but I'll deal with that later too. I guess any closing thoughts? Do we have anything else for post track that we need to do? I don't think so.
Nope, that's it for post track. But closing thoughts, man, another draw again. We just cannot have a decisive winner in engagement so far.
Well, the thing is like in a realistic combat scenario, is there really ever any real winners? Not to get too meta philosophical.
What is it good?
Yeah, but like, well, especially when you have evenly matched forces, there's really no good clear winner typically.
Yeah, and that's especially for this, which is supposed to simulate like a longer engagement, that over the period of like 2 months or whatever. Yeah, I mean you're gonna have some that are like draws and stuff where there's no clear winner and you just bloody each other's noses, type thing.
I'm definitely having a hard time breathing right now after this fight. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give it to you because the minefield threw me off, but then I realized if I just ignore it, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Which basically turns into don't go anywhere near it.
Yep.
Once again, my movement profiles were a pain in the ass.
Yep.
Fortunately, I was not hindered by heat, except for the one round because I overheated.
Yep.
Your goddamn mobility just about did me in, though. In fact, was probably a significant contributor to beating me as well as you did. That and the train. If I could just get you out in the open, man. Get you out in the fucking open. You're done. You're done, son. But that's, of course, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. That's the only advantage. To be fair, you probably rolled the worst result for, slow assault mechs going against high mobility.
Yes. For the match.
Mechs. Yeah. Because if it was like wide open, I mean, I could still like maneuver them around like, close range stuff. But I mean, this gave me the opportunity to break line of sight. And honestly, I probably should have just left the Nova there because, that was the thing that ended up allowing you to tie it, was me moving out. But I wanted to move him out to try to get a chance to really destroy the Devastator, or not destroy, but to get it to a cripple, because I thought maybe the Kit Fox would
the Kit Fox definitely got it to cripple, I think, and your Griffin didn't have the firepower to be really good.
It's only 2, but and
plus so your Nova was the better option
in there, so
your Nova was definitely the better option as far as
but by moving it out, I gave your Stalker the ability to cripple it and thus tie it up. So
so I definitely I got the 41 and the 20 something for the Uller. Obviously the battle value in Mega Mech would have crunched the numbers probably slightly better in my favor, except for the part where you effectively crippled both of my assaults, which would have given you even more battle value for you. So in that regard, you probably would have won. But again, with the way the rules are written too, the first team to hit that threshold.
Yeah.
And technically you hit it first by taking out the Devastator, but it was only because you fired first. You lost initiative.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those weird things. This was a difficult match.
Because it would have been if it was because again, this is just one where the whole point of this mission was like I said earlier, it's just to blow each other's noses and like back off type thing. That's the whole what is it called, like meeting engagement or whatever. So there are other mission types that have it where whoever reduces the most battle value, that's what we rolled for this pushback one. There's different levels on there for how much damage you do. So this one, by being just the first one to get there, it's basically like first blood type thing is the winner, but we both got first blood at the same time.
And that's which I had a feeling was going to happen, Because even in classic BattleTech, you can still end up in that position
Yeah.
pretty easily, unless you just happen to have wild dice results. Especially with using the multiple attack, I actually kind of like it. I like the idea of being able to put all that damage right there, but also this kind of, I don't want to say draws it out, but that's almost exactly what it does. It draws out the fight a little bit longer.
Yep.
So there's a little bit more tension, more drama, more suspense, and whether or not. Because let me tell you, those last 2 rounds of you firing on my Devastator, I was like, ooh,
Yep.
man, I hope that doesn't hurt. I hope that. Oh, and then the one round where it was like 4 out of 5 dice hit or something stupid like that, I was just like, ah, fuck me.
Yep.
But yeah, that was good. I mean, it was a good match. You're goddamn jumpy boys, man. I wanted to beat the shit out of them. I just couldn't. God, that was infuriating.
And it's funny, the only reason, I mean, again, coming into a fight with 2 assaults, versus my 2 mediums and a light, that's not by choice. That's literally all I can feel.
I will say this though, I mean, for the range, or for the tonnage dynamic, you did exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
you
just
stayed
keep
mobile,
jump in and out. Yeah, and,
you stayed mobile. The only thing that countered that mobility was me being able to put an occasional solid hit on you and wear you down.
Yeah.
And as we saw, you were able to keep putting out sufficient amount of damage to fuck me up, because you managed to effectively take down both my assaults.
Yeah.
In the same round. It was just a matter of getting the numbers to pile on at the right time. So
yeah. And what's funny is it actually would have been a better result for you, I think, if I hadn't moved my Nova to engage the Devastator, because the Stalker couldn't have fired on him. He couldn't have fired on the Stalker. So your Stalker would have not, would have just been armor damage. So you could have fielded the Stalker the next match. You still would have lost this one, but at least you would be able to field one of your assaults the next track.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna have to figure out something for how we do it when you can't field anything.
And to be clear, you can field at least your Griffin, am I right?
The Griffin and the Summoner will be back. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, that's gonna be rough.
So I'll basically have if I don't do anything else, I'll basically have 70 points then. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see how that turns
points,
out.
Yeah.
Now I have to double check, because I want to see if I can skill up my dudes in between tracks as well, or if that's an in between contracts thing.
Oh, let me do this here too. Because you rolled to see if there were any mechs for you available to purchase. I might have to purchase something too. I don't need to, but I'm just going to do it now just for the audience at home.
Six,
so if you want to
6+ for 1, 10+ for 2.
Yep. So I don't know if you switch back over, but just
I'm watching. Let me.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you just want to show the people at home. But
yeah, go ahead, make your rolls.
So looking for a 6+.
And you got it.
6+.
All right.
Yep, so
now
I
you roll 1d6.
1d6 to see what's available. 1.
That is a Commando 7S.
Ooh.
20-point value.
But you know what? That'll actually probably get me up pretty close to the 100 point.
If you're sitting at 70, it'll put you at 90.
Yep. Yep. Commando.
Fucking warlords.
Well, then again, what was that?
Tanking the market.
That series, that TV series that's canon in the BattleTech universe. That what is it, Immortal Warrior or whatever? And he pilots Commando or something.
Commando. God, what a fucking useless ass mech. That's right up. That's almost as bad as the stupid ass urban mech that everybody loves. Fucking hate that thing. I'm sure there's variants that are worth half a shit, but that base model of the base variants of the urban mech, fucking trash.
AC-21.
The AC was it AC-10 on a 2-3 movement profile. Fuck off.
Well, it's just it's a turret that could jump.
Yeah, it could jump 3 hexes.
Yep. But yeah, no, good match. We'll just have to see, what the implications are for, the next one, whether you could still field something or, whatever. And we have to follow up on my pilot too. I'm guessing she's probably dead.
I'm assuming she's dead. It makes no difference to me. But
yeah.
I feel like that one line in the text needs to be just slightly clarified as to what happens, I am curious, because I think it should count as I think it should count as a auto win, but the problem there is, if it's an auto win for you, which is cool, don't get me wrong, you'll get +1 rep. I'll lose rep, And that's ultimately what changes.
Yeah.
Nothing else changes. We're not going to get combat pay.
Yeah.
At least the way
But
I
you won't
understand
get combat pay. I'll get combat pay.
Will you? Because there's no fight.
I think
for
if
you
the
to show
mission
up.
still happens, but it's just an auto.
I mean, that's wild that you
What?
would get. I mean, that don't get me wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it because not only would you get, if that's the case, not only would you get the 500, you'd get the 750,
Yeah.
which I'd be a little bit perplexed about. But
Yeah.
but
That's why
also
we
it's
need
why I can't field
clarification.
nothing. I let you beat
Yeah.
the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So whose fault is whose fault is that? So, but we'll see what Buzzard has to say. Hopefully he watches all the way through to the end. He can hear these
Yep.
stupid comments at the end.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
But no,
thanks
great match.
everybody for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the
Yep.
show. I certainly
Can't
did.
wait for the next one. Yeah, and I'll look at your schedule and we'll do, another quick follow-up. We could probably do another one, depending on your schedule, within the next week. So
Probably.
or at least figure out, what match we're doing in the next, week.
And there's
Whether
other
it's the
matches
one
that you
we
and I
rolled or something. Yeah,
there's,
we'll
there's
figure it
another
out.
match or two that you and I need to figure out too, but we don't need to talk about that here because
yeah,
that would be just more confusion for everybody else.
Yep.
But all right, let's get out of here. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please push all the buttons, like, subscribe, share, whatever else there is. In the description, you'll find the links for both my Discord and the Discord for AP Gaming Real, which is where we do a lot of this BattleTech discussion stuff. In particular, that's where Neo Buzzard is hosting this Hinterlands campaign, which we didn't talk about in the beginning, but we did in the last video. For those that don't know what we're doing, the Hinterlands campaign centers on when Clan Jade Falcon left the occupation zone, mostly the Lyran Commonwealth and a little bit of Rasselhag, and basically went south to go kick the crap out of the wolves because the wolves were like, well, we're just going to go to Terra. And, well, they did. And you can read all about what happens there if you read any of the canon lore. But for those that know, if you know, you know. So, but basically what's left now is there's no real Clan Jade Falcon presence whatsoever in any of these former, Lyran Commonwealth and former Rasselhag worlds. So a lot of the local population is rising up and trying to take charge, and some are good and some are bad. The warlords over there, the warlords over there, very bad. The assembly over here, very good. Anyway, but that's all we got. That's all we got. So stay safe out there, my friends. This world is a crazy dark place. Make sure you're doing what you got to do. Take care of you and yours. As for me and mine, we're out of here. We'll see you next time.